Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 273. And away we go.
Wait till get a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm a mold breaker. Rip man into boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, the Turd Ferguson to my Alex Trebek, Hollywood Mark Schwann. Marcus, how you doing?
Very appropriate considering the loss this past week.
That one sucks.
Norm Macdonald, man.
Love watching him on
Hilarious.
Conan. He always killed it on Conan with these long, elaborate, stupid jokes. Check him out on YouTube. They're well worth it. This one sucks, man. I like Norm Macdonald. He's a very funny guy.
I feel like he always stole the show with, like, he always had, like, these, like, quippy, like, one-liners.
Yeah, he's quick.
That would just always make me die laughing.
There's a popular joke called the moth joke. Okay, Check it out on Conan. He's when Conan was doing the Tonight Show. And Conan loves Norm Macdonald. He was telling a story in his podcast. And so after the segment's done, Conan's like, "No, what, Conan? Norm, come back for the next segment. I want more Norm." But Norm, like during the commercial break, like, "I only planned for one segment. I have nothing else to talk about." Like, what do you want me to talk about? How long is the segment? He goes, "That's about 7 minutes." He goes, "Okay." So he goes on to tell this long-ass joke that's like 5 minutes long for a stupid punchline. And it turns out Conan was saying how he stole that joke from Colin Quinn.
Okay.
But Colin's Quinn joke was 10 seconds long. It was an intro and a joke. So the meat of it, and this long, beautiful, narrated, like, drama following this moth's life, was all improv on the spot.
Wow.
It was, damn. Norm Macdonald, man, this one really fucking sucks.
I feel like he's one of those artists. I'm going to call him an artist because that's what he was. Yeah. He's one of those artists that were, like, he was under the radar. Yeah. Like, he didn't. I feel like he didn't get enough credit for what he did until unfortunately now. Yeah, people look back and he's like, "Damn, he was really good."
Apparently, there's another story how he did a joke. Him and his writing partner did a great joke that he loved, and his writing partner really loved on Weekend Update. But during dress rehearsal, it bombed. So his partner goes, "All right, we got cut that joke out." He goes, "No, we don't. We're keeping it." He goes, "Well, it bombed." He goes, "I don't care. I like it." So they kept the joke in.
Okay.
Like he said, apparently he's one of those guys that didn't care. He did what he wanted to do, didn't listen to anybody else's input, and marched to the beat of his own drum. Like, not many people do that these days. People are always curious and worried about what other people think, and he just didn't.
Worked out well for him. I mean, he had a very solid career. No one even really knew he was sick. I feel like that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, 9 years he's been battling cancer, and he kept it to himself. He didn't want people to pity him or feel bad for him. He just wanted people to remember the jokes and how the good times.
Damn.
Same thing with, what's his name? Black Panther did the same thing.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Did the same thing.
If I get cancer, I'm telling everybody.
Why?
I want all your pity.
You want all the pity?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I want everyone to feel bad for me.
That's fucked up. Considering that, people are like definitely like, we know people have had cancer.
Yep. They're stronger than I am. I'll say that much.
They really are, man. They really are. The people that have battled cancer, that are continuing to battle cancer, fucking warriors, dude.
Yep. Especially this month, this child pediatric cancer. How do our fucking kids do it? I don't know, man.
Stronger than me and you combined, that's for sure.
Make sure you donate to Connor's Cure. Merch available on wshop.com. Anyway, enough sadness, Mark. Let's get into more exciting news. How's your COVID going?
This whole time I've been holding back a cough.
Yeah.
Like, no joke, this sucks.
Yep.
It's the worst virus I've probably ever had in my life.
Hands down.
The cough is still here. Apparently, this cough could last up to 6 weeks, possibly more.
Yep.
Still get bouts of fatigue. I'm just trying to battle this, man. For the most part, I feel good. There's certain days I feel better than others, but I'm definitely not 100%.
I was feeling pretty good Monday and Tuesday until I found out I had to go back to work on Wednesday. My job requires a negative test to go back to work. That was their policy. And then my boss is on vacation the next 2 weeks. Another coworker of mine's on vacation. So when they found that out, they're like, "Oh, forget it. Then you can come back. Just come back." I'm like, "Of course. Don't give a fuck how I feel. That you want coverage for your ass can go to fucking vacation." And of course, I go back to work.
Test negative?
And of course, when I go back to work, the last 3 days, I've gotten worse. No, I'm still positive.
Fuck.
So I get a note from the doctor who said, as of the CDC's latest regulations, or I forgot the word he used, I'm cured of COVID. I'm recovered. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I have the same note. Apparently, it doesn't work.
Oh, my job. So come on down, Mark.
Oh,
my job. Don't give a fuck. So
Jesus Christ, dude.
So of course, when I go back to work, I'm feeling worse. And now, like I said, I told you before we start the show, there's nasal congestions coming on and off every 2 days. The fatigue's killing me, and I'll be fine with that. It's that fucking cough that's killing me, man.
Yeah. No, I'm not a smoker by any means, and I feel like I have a smoker's cough. The other day, actually, my wife and I, we were talking about, every year we kind of have like a little tradition. This is like our 5th year living here, and we were thinking about going out to a restaurant to to celebrate. And she sees me coughing. She's like, "You know what? You just want to order in instead." I'm like, "Are you embarrassed of me? Are you ashamed of me right now?" She's like, "People are going to be looking at you like you have COVID, and we're not going to be able to stay. Or you're going to get kicked out." I'm like, "Son of a bitch, you're right." So like, I can't even go out anywhere.
Have you tried like the Hall's throat lozenge? That helps sometimes if the cough's getting really bad.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm going to try that out. I've tried different things. I haven't tried that yet.
Hall's.
My mom is very big on Vicks, rubbing Vicks on my chest.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll try that out too. I'm going to try anything at this point. It's just so annoying.
Yeah.
And the whole fatigue thing too. And also, like, I started a new business, and part of it is going out there, hitting the streets and just really networking, just, making these connections. And that's something, I've been looking to do as far as like just getting out there to introduce myself to new businesses here. And, I feel like I can't even really do that right now because, I'm going to have a coughing attack introducing myself, and that's bad for the brand. You're going to get the hell out of here, COVID boy.
How's that fucking play doing?
The play right now, we took a pause because we're actually working some things out creatively.
Okay, that's good.
But we're going to be starting up again soon.
All right.
We got some business things we had to take care of there with the creative stuff. So it's coming together though.
And that sucks, but at least it's a break. You don't have to worry about that. One less thing to worry about.
Yeah, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because honestly, I don't even know how I would do it. I've been getting auditions since I've been back, so like, but they've been like co-star spots. Have only been like a page long, 2 pages max, like not anything super duper heavy, which has been fine because that's really probably like all I can handle right now. But like, a full blown like play, I don't think I could do right now.
Also sucks that like I'm extremely out of shape. So if I walk a certain amount of blocks or if I climb up a certain amount of stairs, sometimes I'll get fucking winded. Man, it is getting worse. Like just walking like half a block. I was walking in the store. I'm like, I just want to fucking sit down. Like that's also getting worse too. I'm like, oh no.
Dude, I'm with you. I work out religiously usually. I haven't worked out at all during this. I feel like I haven't had energy to. I'm actually kind of nervous too. Because I'll walk the dog with my wife. And sometimes we'll go on like a little bit longer walks. And after that, I feel kind of done. So dude, for those listening right now, man, take care of yourself because COVID is a bitch. Capital B, capital I, capital T, capital C, capital H, bitch.
And usually during our low points where we're feeling like shit, we want to turn to our loved ones for comfort. I don't know about you, but I do.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So for the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks, I've been taking cough medicine nonstop, and it hasn't been working. So tonight, Marcus, I'm turning to an old friend for comfort, Jack Daniels.
I see, man.
If this fucking Mucinex's not working, let's try Jack and see if that helps. Because God forbid it couldn't fucking make it worse.
I mean, you're bringing up a good point.
Delicious.
I feel like it could get worse, though, but you let me know.
I'll find out tonight when I go to bed. If I can't breathe, I'm gasping for air. Mark was right. I shouldn't have done it.
I'm still just drinking water. I haven't had a sip of alcohol since Atlantic City, so.
Since North Bergen,
I'm
New Jersey.
Good. Oh, yes, that's right. Since North Bergen, New Jersey. That's right.
Yeah, I was debating
How
it
can I
tonight. Like,
forget?
this morning I took cough medicine, and I'm like, it's not fucking working. Last episode, I was so out of it. I didn't even want to do the show. I was so low energy. I felt like shit. And like, you know what? Let me try drinking tonight just to see if it helps, because it couldn't make it hurt any worse. So far, so good, Marcus. So far, so good.
So far? You seem a little bit better since last time.
Yeah, I feel better.
You got the Evolution shirt on?
Evolution, please.
Evolution, excuse me. Sorry.
I'm also on the TV here. I'm watching the iHeart Radio Music Festival. And Dua Lipa started off. Apparently she's killing it because there's a whole run in her stockings. Her dress straps like broke. And she doesn't give a fuck. She's trooping on. Good for her.
Is Nicki Minaj there?
No, I think her aunt's mailman's boyfriend's dog's babysitter has like swollen nuts or something like that.
Her cousin's friend in Trinidad. Get it straight.
Oh, I heard it's a different story now. Kind of coming out of the woodworks.
This is another one?
No.
Okay. Just got to make sure. You never know now.
You never know now.
Unreal.
On that note, Mark, why don't you tell us what's trending this week?
All right, man. So kicking off the very early part of the week, Big E made a lot of noise on Twitter at WWE Big E. Let's let that cat out of the bag. I intend on cashing in my Money in the Bank contract tonight and cashing in to become WWE Champion. That's what he tweeted Monday before Monday Night Raw. And as we all saw, he did actually cash in against Bobby Lashley, winning the WWE Championship. Congrats to Big E. Huge moment. Huge win for him. Twitter went nuts. Ryan Papola at Bodie is Ryan. No one deserves this more than Big E. Our WWE champ, hashtag and new, hashtag WWE Raw. Even people in AEW are congratulating Big E. We actually had Cash Wheeler at Cash Wheeler FTR. Big E deserves all the flowers he ever gets, especially that big gold one. Fuck yes. Big night, man, for Big E. I am so happy for him. Do you think, though, like I didn't necessarily see the ratings here for this, but him letting the cat out of the bag early before Monday Night Raw, do you feel like that helped the show, or do you feel like that kind of just gave things away a bit here?
Everyone loves a surprise cash-in, i.e. Dolph Ziggler, i.e. Seth Rollins. But this is probably a ploy to get ratings, and I don't know if the ratings worked or not. I didn't check because I don't really check for ratings these days. So I think it was fine, something different. No one really calls their shot ahead of time too much. So it was different. It was interesting. It worked.
It did work. I feel like I'm with you. I do normally like the surprise cash-ins, because it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It makes you want to tune in because you never know what you're going to miss next. This one definitely made me want to tune into Monday Night Raw, actually. It did work for me because normally I'll just fast forward through it or I'll just catch the highlights. This one I really wanted to see because I was curious what was going to happen with Big E. Is he really going to cash in? Is this going to be a thing? Is this a tease? And by God, son of a bitch, he did it. Even WWE, it's such a big moment that even WWE changed their handle to congratulate Big E, which I've never seen him do before.
Also, Big E doesn't seem like a kind of guy that him doing the surprise cash-in on a vulnerable champion doesn't seem to fit his character.
Right.
It seems like he was somebody that would I'm going to call ahead of time. And again, it worked perfectly.
And kudos, I don't know whose move it was. I don't know if it was WWE Creative. I don't know if it was Big E, his idea, for him to actually announce it on Twitter, to utilize the social media, because he actually does have one of the bigger followings on the talent from WWE.
Yeah, of course.
To utilize that and to capture the audience, and it worked. I mean, everyone was talking about it. It happens, and then everyone else are talking about it.
Yeah, we don't know, but I would imagine it was WWE. They probably told him, hit up Twitter just to get the ball rolling, get people talking, get the buzz going.
What did you think when you watched it? How did you feel about it?
I thought it was good. I said a Big E, something I called back last year. This is how I thought this should go, and it went that way. It's perfect. The only weird thing I thought about it was how Bobby Lashley was destroying Randy Orton, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he puts him through that table at the end. Then all of a sudden he starts limping. Like, how'd you hurt your leg? How'd you hurt your leg out of nowhere?
Yeah, I thought I missed something with that. Yeah. Like, when did that happen?
I don't know. Anyway, that was just me being nitpicking, but good for Big E. Someone on Twitter posted how this was an episode where they wished WWE had the overrun because they would like to see more of the celebration.
Yeah, it was nice to see the New Day come in the ring together and all celebrate and have that moment a la Kofi Kingston. Apparently, this is actually a first in WWE, I'm not too sure of all of wrestling, but WWE goes as far as a black man dropping the championship to another black man.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Right?
Isn't it weird? Isn't that so weird? It's 2021. That's the first time it's happening.
Right.
I think someone posted, was it 2020 or 2021? There was 4 matches for world titles amongst all the promotions that had a black man against a black man, or including the women too, against WrestleMania. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, well, technically, yeah. I mean,
that's nuts.
I guess they're talking about from a male standpoint, because yeah, I mean, Sasha Banks dropped it to Bianca Belair earlier this year, but I guess they're talking about from the male side of things.
It was Bobby Lashley, somebody else, Moose, and Rich Swann. There's a couple. And it's like 4 matches, 5, I think, if you count the women. But good. I mean, it's 2021. This shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Right. Exactly. All the history stuff to be done here with minorities and women.
Yeah, good for them, man. Good for them. They deserve it. And Big E definitely deserves it. Everyone loves Big E. I've never heard anybody say one thing bad about Big E. Everyone in the locker room loves him. Fans love him.
He does have a contagious personality where, like, of course, I mean, he's a fun guy. You can't help but root for him. But then, like, I don't know if you listen to his podcasts or his interviews, but, like, when he gets serious, like, he still captivates you.
Yeah.
He still makes you listen. He's very intelligent, actually. And because, you see a guy like that, you think like Mr. Muscles, you just think, lung brain. But no, he's got a brain. And apparently he's a really hard worker. My wife, watching SmackDown, made a good observation because, Big E, always a big guy. But she made a note. It's like, is he just me, or does he look more jacked than normal? Does he look more toned and cut? I'm like, you know what? He does. And I think he's definitely been working at this so he looks the part of a champion. And that goes to show, like, his working dedication to this. Like, he's taking this very seriously because he does look like a champ.
One thing I will miss, I'm happy he got a taste of it on tonight on SmackDown, is his facial expressions holding the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he would just stare down Paul Heyman, and they did a replay tonight on SmackDown when it was Lashley, Randy Orton in the beginning of Raw facing each other, and he was just in the background, like holding the case, staring at both of them. I'm like, Big E was great with that, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I think Raw needed that change with Bobby Lashley. He did a great job as champion. I think this is a fresh breath of fresh air, especially going into the draft. Excited to see how his title reign goes.
Before we pivot, I do have a question, though. Something I've been wondering, because for a while now, for probably a good portion of Roman Reigns' title reign, we've all been saying how Big E will probably be the one, especially after he won the Money in the Bank contract.
Yep.
That seemed to be more likely to be the case. And then you see over the past weeks, as you mentioned, Big E teasing that with Paul Heyman, with Roman Reigns, with the Usos. And that all seems to be, was a tease for Survivor Series, which is going to be huge.
Yeah.
But that begs to differ then. Who is going to be the one to beat Roman Reigns? Is it going to be Brock Lesnar? Could it be the Demon?
It's not the Demon. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Brock Lesnar because, again, I think you mentioned it numerous times. Whatever happens in Saudi Arabia is controlled by the prince. Whatever he wants, they get. One name that pops in the mind would be Drew McIntyre.
Oh, you know what? So the draft is coming up. So, yeah, Drew McIntyre could be drafted over to SmackDown. That will be a good change of pace there.
I think he's done on Raw. He's done everything he could do on Raw. I feel like going over to SmackDown will be fresh for him. That's the whole point of the draft is for fresh starts, fresh matchups, fresh rivalries. And I think Drew McIntyre has worn out his welcome on Raw. He's done everything he could do over there. And he had a great match in Survivor Series with Roman Reigns last year. So that'd be
that was a fantastic match. Yeah,
not only in the ring, but that promo they did at the contract signing was awesome. Now, I'm not the hugest Drew McIntyre fan, but I would love to see this rivalry continue. And I think he'll get drafted to SmackDown. And I don't know if he's going to win, but he's my front runner to take the belt off.
I like that call, Putty, because there's a lot to build around with that, with the history that they had from last year. I feel like it's still kind of unresolved. Yeah. And then also Drew McIntyre does need that fresh start. I feel like he's kind of grown stale on Raw. He's still trying to find his way back after losing the championship.
Yep.
They haven't really been doing a lot with him there. The whole Jinder Mahal thing, that was just something. I guess it kind of reminds me of when The Rock had the program with Billy Gunn. It's just something to keep them on TV, but not really fully invested with the audience. Drew McIntyre going over to SmackDown, a lot of different things he could do there with that to build his run there, to try to go after Roman Reigns. I don't necessarily know if that's something you do right off the bat, But it could be good stuff. Could be great for Drew McIntyre.
I'm a huge Jinder Mahal fan. He's a Michael J. Putty guy. But his rivalry with Drew McIntyre, to me, just seemed like filler until the draft.
Absolutely.
So once I saw that, and it keeps going on, I'm like, this is just, he's going to get drafted to SmackDown. This is just him getting wins to build up his back his momentum until he goes to SmackDown.
And honestly, not interested. Like, it's not doing enough for me to like really care.
No.
Yeah. At first, it was like, oh, cool. Jinder Mahal's back. They have the whole 3MB thing, like the past there. They have the chemistry. They know each other, but it's just gone so long. They're just dragging it out.
Yeah.
It's just there's no need for this to be such a long program. Just end it.
Yeah, it's just filler.
Moving on, though, to things that are evolving. NXT 2.0 made its premiere. Oh, man. Lots of comments on Twitter about this one.
I saw. Do we have to fucking read these?
Yeah, I'm going to read a few here.
Geez.
Specifically about Kevin Dunn, actually. Russell Purist, at Russell Purist. Kevin Dunn is at tonight's WWE NXT taping to personally oversee the broadcast. The script has changed a ton of times over the course of the day. The atmosphere has been described as weird by talents. We have heard from them at PWI Insider there. Kevin Dunn's not necessarily a popular dude back there, man. Another observer here, Alex at Contrarian Alex. The camera can't stay still for 2 seconds. Kevin Dunn has arrived. That was something I definitely noticed right away. It's like, I feel like that's Kevin Dunn's stamp. It's kind of like Oliver Stone, if you will. It's like this fast moving cameras. That was a huge change for NXT there. But overall, I was curious to see what everyone else really thought of NXT 2.0 itself, with the exception of Kevin Dunn's his hands here in the pot. So I put up a tweet for Shot Wrestling. Finish the sentence. NXT 2.0 is blank. Few responses here. Gonza at Gonza El Sabio. Sad to watch. Mr. Blackman. Annoying as a term. Jury is still out on whether or not they can keep up the momentum from last night. I'm setting aside my verdict. Joy Reynolds. Not good. The colors for me are way too bright. And with quick camera cuts, it has been making me nauseous. So just a few of those off the bat. Putty, I want to hear your thoughts, though. What were your thoughts of NXT 2.0? Do you think Kevin Dunn is ruining the product?
No.
Okay.
I read some of these fucking comments, and it was great how people were saying they were shitting on NXT. It really pissed me off. Shitting on NXT, calling it trash, calling it garbage 30, 40 minutes into the fucking show. Marks, you guys' minds were made up before the show fucking even started. I don't care about your opinion right then. Okay, to give the show, you got to give the show some time before you call it shit or trash or garbage. So, I mean, whatever. The lighting, different. I got a vibe. It reminded me of WCW Saturday nights, whatever it's called. Remember when they did it in the soundstage at Universal Studios?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was this random Saturday at random time. It was a small, intimate venue, brightly lit. The crowd was somewhat set up the same way. It was a small, intimate crowd. Very bright. NXT was very dark. It's different. It's going to take some getting used to. I didn't hate it. It's something different.
I will say this to go along with what you said. It did remind me of a mixture of with the colors. It kind of reminded me, and you're going to hate this, kind of reminded me of AEW Dynamite with the colors specifically.
You said that before. But I don't see that.
Because you don't want to see it. But okay. The other side of it, the one thing I kind of liked about it, the whole setup with the fans and how it appeared to be, did kind of remind me of NWA Power, which I do like their setup a lot, which is a little bit more intimate. And I feel like that's what NXT needs to be, is a little bit more intimate with the fans there, because it is a smaller venue. It is more of like, an indie crowd, if you will. I did like that aspect of it. I have to say, though, with the changes, and like, it was just so jarring and in your face. It was just such a 180. Honestly, the camera cuts, it was just way too much there for me personally. I'm with the Twitter crowd on that one, but I am willing to give it a chance. I wasn't necessarily. I'm not necessarily a fan of it. Don't get me wrong. Someone brought up about the Firefly Funhouse when Bray Wyatt first debuted that. Like, at first it was kind of weird. People didn't know what to make of it, but eventually they fell to love it because they gave it a chance. NXT 2.0. First off, I hope they drop the 2.0 nonsense. But
I got a comment about that.
It could be just a matter of us getting used to it, because the wrestling was fine. The actual wrestling part of it was normal.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah,
it was just all the other bullshit that was just like a little jarring, and I most people they don't like change.
No, they don't. I'm not a big fan of change either, so I'm there, but I'm down for this. I'm right. Give it a chance.
Like I initially, not a fan, but I'm willing to give it a chance before I really, really like slam into it the way people have. But what do you think about Kevin Dunn? That whole aspect of him meddling in there, but the whole vibe being weird in the back. Do you think it's more like just let Triple H do his thing? Because if it's not broke, then don't fix it. Or do you think Kevin Dunn could help this?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, of course. Shawn Michaels ran the show this week. Triple H, of course, wasn't there. I think he's still recovering from his cardiac incident.
That's right. That's right.
Vince McMahon wasn't there. I heard Vince McMahon I didn't hear too much about the script changes you just reported about. But the vibe, I can't talk about the vibe. Of course, it's going to be weird because it's a new thing. People don't know what's going on. People don't know what the tone of the show is going to be. So I can't talk too much. I think for our first show, it was good. You still had the in-ring content. Someone on Twitter posted how we're not going to see any of those 3-4-star matches that we're used to with NXT. It's going to be a whole new different vibe. I like how they started the show right away with Rick Steiner's son. Yeah,
weird name change there, but
I get it. I like how they're introducing young, new talent. I remember the guy who was in, I totally drawn a blank on his name, the guy who was in the main event randomly. I don't know what happened with Kyle O'Reilly there, but
that was weird.
I remember when they signed him for some reason. I remember when they signed him because they were big on this guy. And we saw him for the last couple months as security guard. I'm like, well, that guy, okay. And he was impressive. I think Rick Steiner's son, Braun, I forgot his last name. He was impressive.
I forgot what they changed it to, yeah.
The new tag team that went against Imperium was pretty good. So they're going to give me new talents, people I don't know, but they're going to be good. I'm down for it. I'm excited to see what the future of NXT 2.0 goes.
I find it weird that Rick Steiner's son he seems to be going right away.
Yeah.
For the NXT Championship.
That was weird.
And by the way, kudos to Ciampa
for
winning the NXT Championship.
Right choice.
Right choice. Especially if they want to kind of bring back an old school type of vibe with NXT. Yeah. Ciampa's definitely the way to go. And then he's also a great way to build the young talent, because there's a lot of newbies there in NXT that they're trying to build up there, because they did lose a lot of talent to the main roster or to AEW. So they have some new blood there mixed with some old vets. It seems like, at one point we speculated that, Ciampa might be the next to be released. Obviously not the case here, because, he's good enough still to be be relevant as a champion, to buy into that. But, the fact is, he is a locker room leader. He's someone that can help mold that young talent. And I think that's more valuable than anything else. That's what they need.
He's a good cornerstone to build up brand on.
Totally.
Him and Johnny Gargano are great.
Absolutely. Yeah, Gargano is great. They definitely have some good cornerstones there to help build that up. But moving on,
just one more thing off my chest.
Yes.
I'm a little anal OCD.
Okay. Yes, we do know that.
Yeah. Technically, just to vent, I apologize. I need to get off my chest. Technically, isn't this NXT 3.0? The NXT we know and love, the black and gold brand. Technically, that was NXT 2.0. Because NXT originally was that competition show with Wade Barrett, the pros, and then the rookies, and doing all these fucking stupid little things.
Right.
Like for 3-4 seasons, and that evolved to NXT. So technically, NXT was 2.0. So technically, this should be 3.0, but I just want to get off my chest or whatever. That's my 2 cents. Continue. Please move on.
I mean, you can't argue that. You're right. It seems like WWE just wants to really just rewrite history a lot, because it seems like they don't really even touch the original NXT, about what it used to be.
Wade Barrett does a couple times in commentary, but I guess they don't count that as really NXT. They just count it as what it was.
Is he the last one left from that? That's still on the roster? I think he is.
I think so, but I would think go back and check. I believe so.
Yeah, because Daniel Bryan was probably the last other one left, but he's gone now.
The season one, there's opening in season one. Oh, Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil was not not the first season though. He was second.
Was he second?
He was second.
All right. Well, in the second season, he was one guy. I think the third season was all women, and I didn't watch that one because I didn't know.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I think there's one Caitlyn was on, or Caitlyn won.
Oh yeah, I remember Caitlyn.
No, just
and AJ Lee, right?
I think she might have been a pro. I don't think she was a rookie.
Oh yeah, we were rambling on right here.
COVID brain.
Yeah, I know. But that's all I have for what's trending. Putty, let's talk about some TV.
That's my line.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Marcus, what do you got for me for TV this week?
So, Putty, this week coming up, AEW Dynamite comes to Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's what I'm looking forward to because I am going to be there. This past week in Dynamite, man, saw the showdown between Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega. I loved it. I was there for it. As far as just me wanting to see this match, and I'm going to see it because I talked about it beforehand. Can't wait to see how they build this match to finally happen, and it's going to happen when I'm there live. I am stoked for it. Then I also I find out that I'm possibly going to see CM Punk wrestle as well. One of my favorite wrestlers. Never got to see him live before.
You're not missing.
I am ultra excited for this, man. I was talking to Abel about this, and my friend Carson, who's been on the show before, and we've been talking like this feels like a pay-per-view, the way they're hyping this up and the way the card looks. What do you think about this, buddy? Do you feel like they're kind of giving this show away for free, as some people would say? Or do you feel like that's part of the appeal?
I think it's part of the appeal. This is really their first big show in New York City. They want to establish themselves in New York City, WWE's territory. So they want to go balls to the wall with it, especially the first time in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Again, right. I talked about it months ago. Genius move. So yeah, they have to go fucking balls to the wall here. They have to give it pay-per-view quality. And then following after Dynamite, you guys have a 2-hour Rampage taping. So prepare, it's going to be a late night for you guys.
I'm all for it, man. Like, listen, I've had a late night before with WrestleMania. I don't mind doing this. Easier ride home, too, by the way.
Yeah. Unless you get drunk and take a $3,000 Uber ride back home.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. But I'll say this, man. I was watching Dynamite, and with anticipation for going on with what's next week. The way they're doing this, and I've had critiques about Raw, SmackDown, not with NXT as much. I feel like they do a good job of filling up that card. But AEW does a good job as far as utilizing their talent and making sure that you're invested all throughout the show with the different storylines or even just the good quality matches that are coming up. Like they're treating it kind of like back in the day with the Attitude Era with Raw when they filled it up, what made you interested somehow, some way with all the matches all throughout. That's what I'm seeing right now with AEW, the way they've been shaping up. It hasn't always been the case with AEW, but I've been seeing it more lately. And next week, this coming week at Arthur Ashe Stadium, like I said before, it's pay-per-view quality, man. From start to finish, it seems like it's going to be a hell of a show.
So if you're going to the show, make sure you meet up with Abel, and I'm sure you're going to meet up with him as well pregame. Sounds like you guys have a good time. It's going to be a good show. I think you guys have nice weather, which is good.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that with the weather because it's an outside stadium.
Yeah, I think it's good.
My first time at this. This is my first time at this stadium too.
They have a roof.
They do?
I think 3 years ago they put a roof in, so you should be fine. Never mind. I take that back. It's a nice stadium. I went there once several years ago, a long time ago, for the U.S. Open, and it's a nice stadium, very nice. So should have a good time. I'm curious to see how they make that a wrestling. Where they're going to put their fucking stage. I think there's only one tunnel, so I'm curious to see how.
I'm curious about the layout. I'm just hyped for that crowd because last time I was at a wrestling show was WrestleMania. It was awesome. Had great seats. Had an awesome experience. Long night, but worth it. This kind of feels like the same vibe. This kind of feels like the same type of hype all throughout. It feels like a WrestleMania almost. And like one thing I've noticed the last few AEW shows, especially when they've been back in front of a live crowd again, the one big difference I have to say between AEW and WWE, like the audience is hot all throughout the show, like the crowd.
That's a fair statement.
And I'm pumped for this because New York is notoriously a hot crowd. Like they were blazing hot at the MSG for SmackDown.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what's going to be like the energy. That's what I'm probably more hyped about anything else. Is the energy over there that they're going to bring for this show.
Okay, have fun. Who are you going with? Going with Carson, right?
I'm going with Carson, his fiance,
shit, that's
and
right.
a friend of theirs. Yeah. Congratulations to Carson. And I'm going to see Abel there. I'm going to see Old buddy of mine who's now a client for local media. He's going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there. I know I've said the word hyped. I can't stress it enough, man. I'm very excited for this. With all the moves that AEW has been doing, like with my observations I've made about this, have you been watching or paying attention to AEW at all? Have you been giving it a chance?
Marcus Davenport Schwann. Yes, I tell you, week in and week out. I watch AEW week in and week out. I watch AEW every week. I watch fucking Rampage every week.
So how have you been feeling? Has it been any difference at all for you?
Again, my thing was I'm not buying into everyone's like, this is the greatest thing ever. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Tony Khan's the second coming of Jesus Christ. This is the best thing ever. Fuck WWE. I don't see that. I see that it's just another wrestling show. I said that during the debut. Here we go 3 years later. It's just another wrestling show. It's not an alternative. It's just another wrestling show that can say the word shit a couple times. Nothing, no character, no storyline is sucking me in.
No character?
I do not. I'm hungry. I don't hate AEW. You accused me of that a couple times early on. Again, I learned my mistake from hating on TNA. I don't hate AEW. I watch it week in and week out. It's a good show. I get why people like it. It's fine. But nothing has really connected with me.
Wow.
There's a lot of matches. I just fast forward the matches because I don't care about a lot of these matches. I watch some of them. Like I watched Adam Cole Baby this week. I watch all the interviews. I watch all the promos. But nothing really has connected with me. And it's not their fault. It's probably just my fault. Nothing really clicks with me. All right? Obviously, it clicks with a lot of people because it's fucking dominating. Marcus.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
For the first time, there was a promo that piqued my interest.
Okay. What was it?
This might be the foot in my door for me becoming an AEW fan.
Okay. What was it?
I am not making a joke. I am dead serious. Please do not make fun of me. If I were you, if you were saying this to me, I would make fun of you. So I apologize. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not kidding here.
Okay.
You know me, Marcus? It's the little things that get me. I'm more of like a mid-card, like talent-wise, like... Right? Not the normal stuff that gets more normal people. Like the CM Punks, the Kenny Omegas. It's the odd stuff that gets me. Well, the Gun Club cut a promo that for some fucking reason set some fucking sensors off in my head. I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. Billy Gunn with his two sons, which I always thought was cool. It's got to be fucking ecstatic for him to wrestling with his two sons. Great job. And good for them, too, wrestling with their legend of a father. Think of this promo where they said wins and losses are supposed to matter here in AEW, which is all I fucking hear about. Except unless you're Daniel Bryan. But then Billy Gunn noticed that him and his son are undefeated. Him and his other son are undefeated. His two sons are undefeated. They're undefeated in trios wrestling matches. Like, oh shit, that's fucking impressive. Because every time I see the Gun Club, they've been just fucking acting like jackasses ringside during the fucking COVID time when the wrestlers were around ringside down in Jacksonville, so I didn't take them seriously.
Right.
This is for the first time I'm seeing Billy Gunn and his sons being serious and making a point where, like, we're fucking good in the ring. We're undefeated. Why aren't you giving us a spotlight here? I'm like, yeah, why aren't they getting the spotlight here? For some fucking reason, Marcus, I totally apologize. I am a Gun Club fan right now. Yeah, give him a fucking shot. Give him a shot. Why aren't they getting the credit? Billy Gunn's a Hall of fucking Famer.
I will take this for sure, man. Like, whatever gets your foot in the door. Yeah, I mean, weird thing of all the things out there that AEW's been throwing, this is it that get your foot in the door. Hey, listen, there's something for everyone, right?
Yeah. I mean, good points.
Valid points. It is valid. It's valid points there.
What are they doing? Are they stuck in Elevation and Dark? They're undefeated.
Hashtag give Gun Club a chance.
Fuck yeah, man. So yeah, my foot's in the door. I have something now to stop at when I'm fast forwarding AEW. Let me see what happens next week with the Gun Club. They better fucking follow through on this hot ass promo.
I'm gonna at Tony Khan for this one. Hey, Putty's finally found something he's into. Give Gun Club a chance.
Again, there's no disrespect to AEW. Again, everyone loves them. For some reason, like I just haven't really connected with anything. But for some reason, I'm all in on now the Gun Club right now. So right now, my first fandom in AEW right now is the Gun Club.
All right. So was that is this your takedown? Are you looking forward to see what happens with the Gun Club?
If anything, because most of the times I get excited about something, it just falls flat. So I'm curious to see what happens next week. If they follow through with this, or is it just going to be something I'll see on Dark or Elevation or Rampage or something. I'm like, okay.
Got it.
Also, that wedding went off without a hitch. I was very surprised. And Index is married officially.
Yeah, I was going to talk about it during our What's Trending segment there about this, but the wedding, I was staying tuned for this to see what was going to happen, expecting something to go down. I was expecting Gargano or Candice LeRae to do something here to interfere, or anyone else at all. First wedding in WWE to go fine, if you will.
I think it's Macho Man, right?
Yo, but even then, didn't something happen though afterwards with like the snake?
The reception, the wedding went off without a hitch.
The wedding, yeah, true. The wedding went, but still nothing happened here.
So I tweeted like, all right, I thought the championship would be the main event, which means something big is going to happen with the wedding.
Right. That's what I thought too.
Nothing big happened. And then someone on Twitter, which I'm surprised I didn't think of this, made a point where it would have been a bitch to take the ring down only to put it back up for the main event.
Right.
So the fact that there was no ropes was why it was the main event. Nothing big, right. No return, no debut, no swerve. It was the fact
nothing.
They don't take the rings down.
Nothing.
The ropes down, only to put them back up. I'm like, all right, I can make sense.
So then what happens next year?
That's why I'm talking about it. What happens next week now?
What are we going to see here now?
Something's got to give here.
I was even expecting for like Indy Hartwell to turn on him.
When Dexter choked out that guy and stopped him from talking, I thought something was going to happen here.
Yeah.
No, so now I'm curious to see what happens next week. Like, what is the payoff here? There's got to be leading to something, and that's what I'm curious to find out. What is this leading to?
What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't lead to anything?
It has to lead to
what
something.
if it's just...
It has to lead to something. There's a wrestling here.
Does it?
Something always leads to something, yeah.
Does it, though? I mean, like, lately with WWE, they don't necessarily follow through on all their storylines.
There's NXT.
It could just drop off. Yeah, it's NXT 2.0, though, buddy.
3.0. But, yeah, so we'll see what happens.
What would you do if nothing happens, though?
I would not be surprised.
See? It's a head scratcher for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm curious to see what the payoff is going to be, if there is going to be one. Part of me thinks there might not be one.
I think there's something's got to give, but I have no clue what it could be. So,
like, as a normal wrestling fan, when you look at all this stuff, like, obviously logic kicks in, like, something has to happen. But, you know, there's been so many instances in recent history where it just hasn't. And I think that's been a problem with WWE lately. It just drops the ball on certain things, certain storylines. I mean, you even look at with the whole Bobby Lashley when he was getting married to Lana, and when they repackaged Liv Morgan and how she came out, we all thought it was going to lead to something else there with that, and nothing happened. It fell short, and it was just kind of forgotten about. It's mind-boggling when that shit happens to WWE because we know what they're capable of. Even with like current storylines that we see, like, you know, there are times when they do hit these home runs. I mean, a lot of times they've been striking out. It's frustrating.
So let us know what you are looking forward to in the upcoming week on our social medias, Shuttle Wrestling. And what do you think will happen with the Index? I'm like, something's got to happen here. And hashtag,
I hope it does.
Give Gun Club a chance. Do you have a T-shirt I can get?
Yes. You know what? I'm going to keep an eye for the first shirt from them.
Let me check ProWrestlingTees.com.
If I see a shirt from them at Arthur Ashe Stadium, I'm going
please,
to get it for you.
Triple X, if possible. 2X, Triple X preferably, because it shrinks in the wash.
Are you really? Are you Triple X?
Yeah, because I'm 300 pounds, and these shirts fucking shrink in the wash. So I'll get them dry clean so they don't shrink.
Fair enough. Triple X it is.
Most times they don't have it, so good luck.
Fair enough.
All right, Marcus, on that note, let's wrap things up. Any go-home thoughts for you?
Go-home thoughts. Well, I have a lot of thoughts about COVID right now, but you already know how I feel about that. Everyone, vaccinated, unvaccinated, listen, COVID-19, it's real. The Delta variant is pretty badass. It hurts. It affects everyone in a different way. It's a crapshoot. Listen, I am young. I am healthy. I work out religiously. I eat really healthy. No underlying conditions, and it fucked me up. So I'm just saying that. I'm not necessarily saying for you to go get vaccinated, even though I feel very strongly about that. All I'm just saying is take care of yourself out there. Be vigilant. You don't want to get this.
This is not going away.
No.
And I would hope it would. I was watching John Oliver sometime in 2020, I think mid-2020, and he played a clip. I think it was Walter Cronkite on the news announcing, I forgot what disease it was. I think it might have been polio or smallpox. Is officially eradicated. The last known person who had it was cured. It is no longer on the face of the earth.
Wow.
I don't see this happening with COVID-19, especially with these fucking anti-vaxxers, people who think it's a hoax and a myth and a farce, people who refuse to get vaccinated. I mean, I don't understand because, again, I think I mentioned last week, polio, smallpox are not around anymore because people got vaccinated.
Right.
It is a requirement to get vaccinated for certain schools. So why is it now a problem, people mandating vaccination for this? Someone posted
it's turned political, that's why.
Someone posted a clip, I think from the 80s. Was it the 80s? When it was made law that you had to wear a seatbelt. And people were bitching and complaining how it infringed on their rights. I'm like, oh, that sounds familiar.
Trevor Noah.
Was it Trevor Noah?
He put that out there. Yeah, I saw that.
It wasn't him.
It was crazy.
They probably already got it from him. But yeah, it's just now I'm steadfast in my belief that COVID-19 is not going away anytime soon, if ever, because people like the fucking assholes we hung out with in fucking Atlantic City, who had to scream at the top of the lungs, Trump 2024, every time they fucking finished the song. Even though everyone they listen to and everyone they follow, everyone they retweet is fucking vaccinated, people refuse to get vaccinated. And now here we are, we're fucking sick because of it.
And then you have people, New York City, it's mandated for any indoor activity for restaurants, bars, and venues, yada, yada. And, I hear an incident in the news where a hostess who is just doing her job, she didn't come up with this policy, neither did the restaurant. This is de Blasio who came up with this, mind you.
Yep.
Well, she was assaulted by 3 people when she asked them for their vaccine cards, enforcing the rules.
Not New Yorkers, rednecks from Texas.
Listen, not for nothing. I feel very strongly about vaccinations. So, I believe people should. But, I know people feel strongly against it. Not for nothing. There's just no need to beat up someone over it. There's no, especially when a person has nothing to do with making those rules. She's just doing her job. That's it.
If I went to Carmine's here, that's where it was, and she told me I could not come in without a vaccination, whatever it was, and I was anti-vaxxer, I would be pissed off. But that's the rule of my city. That's the rule of my state. So I can either sit outside or go home.
Right.
These guys were coming from another state, and they wanted the state and the city to abide by what their beliefs are. Go fuck yourself. You're a tourist here in New York City. When I go away, I just can't do whatever the fuck I want. I got to observe the rules and the law of the city and state that I'm in.
Right. Like New Jersey, I would love to make a left turn. Can't.
Yeah, please. You know how infuriating that was? The hotel was one left turn away, but I couldn't make a left turn. Fucking New Jersey
but still,
sucks.
Rule that doesn't make sense to us, but we abided by it anyway. We're going to go beat up the traffic cop over it.
Yeah. Fucking Texans.
Oh, my God.
And apparently, Texas is on the brink of turning purple, which I do not believe. But I'm hoping that fucking is true because...
Independent?
No, a swing state.
A swing state?
It was borderline in 2016, 2020. And
in 2020,
they got more Democratic votes.
It was closer than what a lot of people thought.
Closer than it has been in years.
We'll see what happens, man. I think, though, if Texas turns, though, I think New York turns.
No
That's
way.
what I personally think. It's leaning that way, man. It's leaning that way.
New York City is too fucking blue.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be very disappointed, but wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
anywho, those are my go-home thoughts. Guys, you can follow me at yourfavoriteactor.com. That's where my website is. That's where all my social media links are. But also do us a huge favor. Please leave a review for our show. Give us 5 stars if that's what you think we deserve. If you don't think we deserve that, let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know, how we're doing. What do you want to hear? What your input is as far as the TV takedowns, what you liked, what you're looking forward to, and some of the topics that we talked about here. Love to hear what you guys think. Putty, what about you?
Again, just to read what you just said, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you're listening to this. We're on Podbean, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music. Basically, wherever you're listening to us, we're there. Subscribe, rate, review, email us, inbox@shadowwrestling.com. Anything you want to hear, your thoughts, your TV takedowns for the upcoming week. We still have that hotline, 619-343-3005. Call, text us your opinions, questions, or comments. The show's from the fans to the fans. Marcus read your fucking tweets earlier on the show, so get involved in the conversation in the next coming weeks. Again, next season we'll get your listeners more involved, so hopefully get involved in the conversation. So for Mark Schwann,
yeah, I'll also try to get your Twitter handles right when I read them off.
Yeah. So for Mark Schwann, have fun this Wednesday at Arthur Ashe Stadium. I've been your host at Mug J Putty. Until next week, Putty out.
Hey baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah baby, but I got you pinned. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.